Today we're going to be taking a look at 75142 Homing Spider Droid. This set was released on January 1st of 2016 and retired on July 31st of 2017. It has 310 pieces and had an original retail price of $30 US. However, if you want this set new sealed in the box today in 2023, it is actually going for around $170 to $200, which actually really surprised me because when I was doing my research for this video, I wasn't really expecting the set to be worth more than maybe $100, but much to my surprise, it is worth a lot more than I expected. Now, this set being released in 2016 means that it came out only 3 years after the last Homing Spider Droid we got, and I do have to say this one is basically identical. Really, the only difference is that the 2013 version was based off of Geonosis from episode 2, so it had Phase 1 clone troopers as well as Stas Ali, and this one is based off of Kashyyyk and it has a 41st Elite clone trooper as well as Yoda. And in terms of actual design, the only difference is that this one has a Gatling gun on the bottom and the older one just had a laser cannon. And then inside the instructions, you're just going to have your standard LEGO building process, and then in the back you're going to have a showcase of the features of the set, and then some advertising for Master of the Force, and for some reason no advertising for any of the other January 2016 sets. And then onto the minifigures. First up, you're just going to have a Phase 2 41st Elite Corps Trooper. This is the exact same one that came in the 2014 Kashyyyk Troopers Battle Pack, and I always love getting these figures. I think these guys really are some of the best LEGO clone troopers ever made, and it's always a joy to get them in a set. And I honestly think this figure might be one of the reasons that this set is so valuable, because these go for around $17 to $20 on their own. But as much as I love LEGO investing, other than this figure, I can't really understand why this set is worth $200. And the next up here, you're gonna have Yoda. This is the olive green version of him that was used in a few sets from like 2016 to 2019, like the original Yoda's Jedi Starfighter and the 2019 Droid Gunship. And honestly, this is a pretty solid version of Yoda. I think it's one of the better ones that LEGO has made, and there's really just no flaws with him in my opinion. And then lastly, you're just gonna get two regular B1 battle droids. Nothing really to write home about, but it is always nice to get some battle droids for your collection. Now, for $30, this was a pretty solid minifigure lineup. However, it was still only 3 years after the last Homing Spider Droid, so I still think it was just unnecessary. So even if the minifigure lineup is good for this set, it's not really anything to go crazy about. And now moving on to the builds themselves, if you haven't already noticed, it also includes a small dwarf spider droid. And taking a look at it, this was really the basic spider droid design that was used from about 2016 to 2019, with the stud shooter on the front that can aim in any direction and you can fire it, obviously. This is a pretty simple build that we have seen a lot throughout the years, but I still enjoy it and it is fun to pose and play with. And now moving on to the actual spider droid itself, the legs do have multiple joints and can be posed in many positions, and you sort of can walk it around if you want to do so, but I do like how it looks pretty unique compared to other LEGO Star Wars sets, and you can pose it in many different positions. And then onto the center headpiece on the front, you're obviously going to have the three eyes, and then the top portion of it can move side to side almost all the way in each direction. And then on the back here, you're going to have this plate that sticks out where you can kind of put your finger and move it side to side a little bit easier. You're also going to have this laser cannon on the top that can move side to side, and I do think it looks really cool and accurate. And then underneath, you're going to have your Gatling gun that I talked about earlier, which is the only difference from the 2013 version, which looks really cool as well. I really like these laser cannons that have the tubes that wrap around them, and it actually can look up and down and has a pretty far range of motion, as it can look almost all the way down and almost all the way up. And then on the back here, there is going to be this little knob you can turn that actually will fire all the studs, and it's not very accurate, but this is one of the coolest play features that LEGO has come up with for stud shooters. And that really is all there is to see with this set. Again, we got a spider droid only 3 years before this one came out that was relatively identical. However, I don't want to go so far to say this one was a bad set, although it just feels like a filler and it wasn't really necessary at all. So therefore, I'm going to give it a 7.5 out of 10. And with this set going for around $200 a day, I do not recommend this at all. It is not worth it for the Kashyyyk clone trooper because you could just buy the original battle pack, or you could just buy them on their own. And if you want a spider droid that bad, I would get the 2013 version because it's going for the same price and it has better minifigures. Anyways, let me know what you guys think about this set down in the comments below. And if you want to check out more of my videos, you can see them on the end screen right now.